Let's have a quick look at my magnet collection. Every time I take apart anything that has magnets in it, I always keep the magnets. So I'm just going to point out what I got here. These are all neodymium magnets from hard drives and a bunch of speaker magnets, more speakers there. Oh yeah, these are the neodymium speaker magnets from inside laptops or headphones. And this is all a bunch of zip drive magnets. Got little dinky round magnets here from cheap analog meters. It has the magnet on the inside of the coil rather than the outside. And just got a bunch of other little Alnico magnets here. And more horseshoe Alnico magnets. A whole bunch of these things. And down here, a bunch of analog meter magnets. These are the larger ones that go on the outside of the coil. And up here we got little DC motor magnets, north and south poles on the inside of a DC motor that surround the rotor, and some other cheap little ceramic magnets here, and also magnetron, microwave magnetron magnets here, a few other little ceramics, and all these little dinky itty bitty neodymiums up here. Most of these come from CD drives or any kind of optical drive, and these would come from the optical assembly with little tiny coils in there to move the lens to focus it and move it about on the disc. And yeah, I got a whole bunch of these little teeny tiny itty bitty things here from laptop DVD-ROM drives. Coming back down here, we got some Alnico bar magnets and yeah, the cheap rubbery flexible refrigerator magnet type stuff. And then here's, yeah, a bunch of stepper motor magnets. So these have multiple poles. It looks like it's just an ordinary ferrite, but there's multiple poles going all the way around it. And then there's another stepper motor variety with a single north-south pole sandwiched between these two iron discs, and then the iron disc has the teeth on it that are staggered apart 180 degrees out of phase with each other. Got these ceramic magnets here left over from a senior project years ago. The orange side is north, and there's a whole bunch more of them right here. Nice checkerboard pattern. And then just some other little rectangular ceramics, and these would be all the spindle motors from hard drives or floppy drives, like this one right here, floppy disk drive, another floppy disk drive, and of course, let's see, that one's a hard drive, and a few of these I think are going to be optical drives as well. Then we got more Alnico magnets right down here, these big cylindrical shaped ones. These, as well as the ones that I actually left still mounted on their steel plates. These all came out of a special kind of motor with a flat disc-shaped rotor. And then there's this cylinder here. It's a big mess, but this was inside of a aluminum cylinder, and I cut it out of the aluminum, and you can see this little rectangular hole through it, and it's really just north-south polarity like this, and I really have no idea what it was used for. A couple other horseshoe magnets down here, and the only reason they're down here is because they're not strong enough to support their own weight. These came out of some really old analog meters, the ones that are inside the big wooden or Bakelite boxes, and normally I wouldn't take that kind of thing apart unless it was broken, like if the coil itself had been overloaded and burnt out, and so that's where I got those from. And then here's another disc with a bunch of ceramics from a pony brake, really old pony brake from the 70s. Otherwise, I'm sure if you had a pony brake with electromagnetic braking today, it would be a bunch of neodymiums instead of these ceramics, but that's what they had back then. And then up here, speaking of neodymiums, got a whole bunch of them here. It's these really nice, super strong neodymium magnets that I took, or I didn't take them out of anything. Gotta be careful. I bought them surplus years ago. These are just a few of them that I have here. Some of them are broken. You can see there's little bits and pieces of these things all over the place. Some other magnets that I bought years ago is a bunch of selection of various neodymium magnets of different sizes and shapes. Here's some weird magnets back here. These came out of a big megaphone. So this would be in the back with the coil, the speaker coil wrapped around here like that. And finally, save the best for last, we got these two horseshoe magnets here. These came out of magnetrons, so there would be something like this on one side, another magnet like that on the other side, and the magnetron itself right in between them, with north, like both north poles will be at the top and both south poles will be at the bottom, and so a north-south direction will go right down in between like that, going through the magnetron to divert all the electrons and get them going in a spiral fashion. But anyway, magnetron physics, that's a whole nother ballpark. The magnet itself, like this one right here, really strong. It's Alnico, and let's see, it's got a label here, Edmunds Scientific Company, and it even says, warning, maintain a minimum of 2 inches between this and any kind of magnetic materials. Now, one demonstration that I like to do very often is to take this big ass magnet and hold it up to this filing cabinet door, and even just about 3 inches away, and pull that door all the way out. And also, this thing is strong enough to crap out the camera. So I'm just going to hold it up to the camera, bring it closer, and when the camera stops rolling, that's because I don't know what this thing actually does to it, but I've noticed that the camera just completely craps out, and that'll be the end of the video. Thanks for watching. What the heck?